No display on your computer? Let's fix that. Hey everyone, it's your favorite tech guide from Tech. Few things are more frustrating than hitting the power button on your computer and being met with nothing. Well, don't smash that monitor just yet. Today we're going to walk you through a step-by-step troubleshooting guide to help you diagnose and hopefully fix that pesky no display issue. We'll cover everything from the simple stuff to some more advanced solutions, so stick around. If your computer is powering on but not displaying anything on the monitor, follow these steps to diagnose and fix the problem.
All right, before we get our hands dirty, let's start with the obvious stuff. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the ones we overlook. I know you've probably already checked, but humor me. It's always good to double-check the basics. First up, make sure your computer and monitor are actually plugged in and getting power. This step is crucial. Seems obvious, but you'd be surprised how often this is the culprit. Many times it's just a loose cable or an unplugged device. Check that power light on your monitor. It should be glowing if everything is working correctly. Is it on? If not, try a different outlet or power cable just to be sure. Sometimes outlets can be faulty.
Next, make sure your monitor is set to the correct input source. This is often overlooked but very important. Double-check that the video cable connecting your computer and monitor is securely plugged in on both ends. A loose connection can cause display issues. If you're using HDMI or DisplayPort, try a different cable or even a different port on your monitor and computer. Sometimes the ports themselves can be the issue. Finally, if you're rocking a dedicated graphics card in your computer, make sure the video cable is plugged into the graphics card itself, not the motherboard. This ensures you're getting the best performance.
Okay, so the basic checks didn't solve the problem. Time for the classic IT solution, the hard reset. Now, before you roll your eyes, this actually works more often than you'd think. First, completely shut down your computer, then unplug the power cable from the back of the computer and disconnect any peripherals you have plugged in. Keyboard, mouse, printers, the whole shebang. Now find the power button on your computer and hold it down for about 30 seconds. Once that's done, plug the power cable back into your computer, reconnect only your essential peripherals, keyboard, mouse, and monitor, and try turning it on again.
Still staring at a blank screen? All right, let's figure out if it's your monitor that's the problem child. Do you have another computer or even a laptop lying around? Perfect. Connect your monitor to that other device using the same cable and see if it displays anything. If it does, well, then we know the issue is with your computer, not the monitor. If it doesn't display anything on the other device either, then there's a good chance your monitor might be the culprit.
If you've got a dedicated graphics card in your computer, there's a chance it could be the source of your display woes. Graphics cards can sometimes become unseated or develop connection issues that can lead to display problems. First things first, let's make sure it's properly seated in its slot. A loose connection can cause all sorts of issues, from no display to random crashes. Turn off your computer, unplug the power cable, and open up that case. Safety first, you don't want any power running through the system while you're working on it. Carefully remove the graphics card. You'll need to press down on the little clip or lever holding it in place, and then reseat it firmly back into the slot, making sure it clicks into place. This ensures a solid connection. While you're at it, double-check that the power connectors from your power supply are securely connected to the graphics card. Loose power connections can also cause display issues or prevent the card from functioning properly. If you have another PCIe slot available, you can try moving the graphics card to that slot to see if it makes a difference. Sometimes the slot itself can be the problem. One more thing you can try is to temporarily remove the dedicated graphics card and connect your monitor to the motherboard's video output instead. This can help you determine if the issue lies with the graphics card or elsewhere in your system.
All right, let's shift our focus to the RAM. Faulty or improperly seated RAM can definitely cause all sorts of weird issues, including a no display situation. Go ahead and turn off your computer, unplug the power cable, and open up the case again. Locate your RAM sticks. They're usually in long, thin slots labeled DDR4 or DDR5. Gently push down on the clips at either end of the RAM slots to release the sticks, and carefully remove them. Now take a moment to inspect the RAM sticks for any visible damage or dust buildup. If they look okay, reseat them back into the slots, making sure they click firmly into place.
This next part gets a little more advanced. So if you're not comfortable opening up your computer and potentially voiding warranties, you might want to skip ahead or consult a professional. We're going to be taking a look at the motherboard and CPU, but tread carefully here. First, if your computer has a built-in speaker, listen closely for any beep codes during startup. These beeps can sometimes tell you what's wrong. For example, one beep might mean everything is fine, while a series of beeps could indicate a RAM issue. You can usually find a beep code chart in your motherboard's manual or online. Next, visually inspect the motherboard for any obvious signs of damage, like burnt components, bulging capacitors, or anything else that looks out of place. Alright, let's talk about the power supply unit, or PSU for short. This often overlooked component is responsible for delivering power to all the parts of your computer, and if it's not up to snuff, it can cause all sorts of headaches, including a no display issue. First, make sure your PSU has enough wattage to power all your components. If you've recently upgraded your hardware, you might need a more powerful PSU to handle the increased power draw. If you have a spare PSU lying around, or if you're comfortable working inside your computer, you can try testing your computer with a different PSU. Now we're venturing into the realm of the BIOS, or UEFI, which is basically the firmware that controls your computer's hardware during startup. If you suspect a BIOS issue might be the culprit behind your display woes, there are a couple of things you can try. First, you can try resetting the BIOS to its default settings. This can often resolve issues caused by overclocking or incorrect settings. You can usually reset the BIOS by removing the CMOS battery from the motherboard for a few minutes and then reinserting it. Alternatively, you can use the clear CMOS jumper on the motherboard, but refer to your motherboard's manual for its exact location and instructions. If you can access the BIOS or UEFI settings menu, usually by pressing a key like Delete or F2 during startup, you can also check if there's a BIOS update available.
Believe it or not, sometimes your peripherals, those seemingly innocent devices like keyboards, mice, printers, and external hard drives, can actually cause boot issues, including a no display problem. To rule out this possibility, try disconnecting all your peripherals from your computer, leaving only the bare essentials connected: monitor, keyboard, and mouse. Once you've done that, try booting up your computer again. If it boots up fine without any issues, then you know one of your peripherals was the culprit.
If your computer boots up but you're still stuck with a black screen after the Windows logo appears, then the issue might be software related, specifically a driver issue. In this case, you can try booting into safe mode, which loads Windows with only the essential drivers and services. To boot into safe mode, restart your computer and repeatedly press the F8 key, or Shift plus F8 on some systems, until you see the Advanced Boot Options menu. From there, select Safe Mode and press Enter. If you can successfully boot into safe mode, try uninstalling and reinstalling your display drivers. You can do this by going to Device Manager, expanding the Display Adapters category, right-clicking on your graphics card and selecting Uninstall Device.
If you've gone through all these troubleshooting steps and you're still staring at a blank screen, then it might be time to call in the professionals. There's no shame in admitting defeat, especially when it comes to complex electronics. A qualified computer technician will have the tools and expertise to diagnose and repair more serious hardware failures that might be causing your no display issue. They can also help you recover data from your hard drive if necessary.
So there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from the simplest checks to some more advanced troubleshooting steps. Whether it was checking your cables, ensuring your monitor is properly connected, or diving into more complex hardware diagnostics, each step is crucial. Hopefully, one of these solutions helped you bring your display back from the dead. There's nothing quite like the relief of seeing your screen light up again after a frustrating blackout. Remember, troubleshooting computer problems is a bit like detective work. It takes patience, persistence, and a willingness to experiment. Each problem is a puzzle waiting to be solved, and sometimes the solution is just around the corner. Don't be afraid to try different solutions. Consult online resources. or even ask for help from more tech-savvy friends or family members. The tech community is vast and often very helpful, so use it to your advantage. And hey, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel for more tech tips and tricks, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos. Your support helps us create more content to assist you. Until next time, keep those displays shining bright. A clean and well-maintained screen not only looks good, but also functions better. By following these steps, you should be able to pinpoint the cause of the display issue and take appropriate action to resolve it. Thanks for watching. We appreciate your time and hope you found this guide useful.